Get into our exclusive Facebook page when you buy one of our kits. Check them out. What's going on, everyone? Yesterday we showed you the process about how we finished out our lid system, and now I want to walk you through what we accomplished. I want to give you a pretty good tour of the boat. I think it's very beneficial to see why, because I don't really get to demonstrate why. There's a lot of stuff left out when we're showing you the process, but I get to explain to you why we did it this way. But this is an ultralight kit. This is the lightest kit we have, so you're able to frame out an entire boat within 35 to 40 pounds, really, for a 14-foot boat, and not too much more for a 16-foot boat. And then the entire lid system, the frame and the lid system combined are just over 100 pounds, anywhere from 100 to 120 pounds for the entire thing. It can be all riveted together with simple tools, so anybody with pretty high intellect and decent DIY tools in your garage, you can build this out of your backyard or your garage. I want to thank Nate Eckhold. He's sponsoring this video. I know I never said I'd take sponsors, but NCB Accessories is a tiny boat specific company, and it's by Nate, the other master builder. Of course, we were going to let him come in here. We've been able to do some great things, and actually together, him and I talked about making this system. And we even have different systems like this one. We're actually going to drop this back in the boat. You'll see it here in a little bit, but we have like full-on lid systems you can just buy and drop into your boat. Some of you are really smart and talented, but maybe you're so successful you just don't have enough time to put in your stuff because you're too busy making money and everybody wants a piece of you, your family, your job, and everybody else. And your time is valuable. Check out these savages, and I just routed it. We'll show you the process. I showed you the process in my last video. Check out our kits, though. We have a sale going on throughout the end of this month, and we have sales fairly frequently throughout different parts of the month anyways. And our prices are still really good without sales, so just check it out. But if you want to capitalize on the sale that we have going on right now, use the promo code GRAB10. And without further ado, let's roll the tape. Alright, so lights on. Let's talk about what we did from front to back this time. So part of this, as an elite tiny boat, is it has pretty much the best stuff you can get as far as electronics go, along with a hydro wave. And on Ultrex, he was going to get the Ghost, and maybe he should have, but he wasn't sure if he could hook the Mega 360, and so he went with the Ultrex. Plus, the whole thing links up really seamlessly between Humminbird and Minn Kota. Down here we have a fairly generous pit stow. We have the pad, life jacket, and some other things in there. And we have these two very generous day boxes. They're about equal to a 5 or maybe a 6-gallon like tote in terms of actual depth and storage. You can stick things in there. You can stick entire worm bags in there, smaller series tackle boxes. We ran lights. When we did that whole cluster in the last video, running the wires through, so we would have lights here in the terminal stow, and in each 2 day boxes, and eventually joining out all around the depth of the conduit wall, which we finally cleared up with an aluminum panel. We have Tackle Titans, and we have this go-to. These are all on TH Marine website, and they're also on our website, so we'll leave the description and the links below. But these are pretty sweet. I mean, they give this middle, it's like a cold rolled steel sheet, and this will slide up and down the sheet, so whatever size your lure, you can move it. You can go like small, big, and it'll fit it all. And then you also have racks for like chatterbaits, jigs, and even those little clips there if you want to hang soft plastic bags. If that's just the way you want to go, you can do it. These channel supports, I guess they're called gussets. Some people call them like C channel supports or U channel, whatever. These are specifically made for our systems. They're flat and fat. They're low profile, so they fit right into the system. Where the older ones that I used to use off boats, they were like way bigger, like maybe 1.5 inches depth down. They sunk past the hatch. That's not the greatest in terms of like fit to finish. The only hatch we didn't put a light in, and because there was really no place, there's so much convolution and everywhere, but that all worked out really well. These are 3 lithium batteries. I'll tell you, we were out there for a little bit on the water not too long ago. We ran the trolling motor plus a bunch of electronics in this system here. It's like it never went down. We were out there for a while. We should have at least saw like 1 bar drop on each side. Nothing dropped. And these like units, those 3 units combined, where they were all on, and they take a lot of juice, especially when they're running all those major systems. And that thing, these batteries, I tell you, 90 pounds worth of batteries, that gives you like 6 Group 24s essentially. To run all that, we had to run a massive amount of wiring down the panel there, and you'll see that later in our electric video, which is coming after these framing videos. Into that panel, there's a massive amount of wiring and stuff in there. And we tied it all up into here. This is the brain. We ran a 6-gang panel. We ran a relay to the panel to hopefully it'll make it last longer. But we only strictly ran lights to these panels. This is the piggyback panel, where there's no individual switches, a bunch of switches piggybacked with wire leads going out to the accessory. So we ran those specifically for LEDs, low voltage, and we ran a relay into the panel. And we'll talk about how to wire a relay later. Flow right, a live well timer with on, off, and timer. This thing works flawlessly, controls everything. We have our pumps over here. We use a label maker to mark those, otherwise it's going to be a huge pain. The bigger thing is we have three fuse blocks. I know it looks like 2. We ran a 6-gang, which if I could do it over, I would just run a 12-gang. I ran a 6-gang because running ones like this only makes you have to run one large power lead, but you still have to run a bunch of negatives to another bus bar, which is underneath this all. And they have room here. So had I done it over again, I would have ran a full 12-gang bus bar. And then this is a 6-6-12 split. And what that is, it is a 12-gang, but it's 2 6-gang bus bars into one. Look at these, 2 different power leads. And you can't find this. This is directly on our site, only on our site. We have them. And you can't really find these on eBay or Amazon. If you want something like this, you can get it from us. And each one of these, this one controls the Humminbird side, all the Humminbird accessories. This one controls Garmin. So there's 2 independent leads feeding each unit, so there's no distortion because the units they drown so much power. They all need 10 gauge wire to each unit. That's insane. Garmin, Humminbird, they both together work flawlessly. We did test it out in the water to make sure it worked. And see, and all these are grouped. And then the bus bars down here is a 12-gang bus bar. So it doesn't matter the order that the negatives are grouped. It just matters where the power is derived into the power end. This one specifically just designated to control the boat accessories. So all the LEDs, the aerator pump, the bilge pumps, the nav lights, everything else right here. The most bus bars I've ever had to run, they definitely needed at least 3. Really could have just done with a 12, would have done me a lot better service, but hey, whatever. Back here with another giant Solex 10-inch, which looks fantastic. This is our live well, the VT2 systems, and that holds an obscene amount of water. Like, we couldn't believe how much water it held. It holds a lot. This here, we have a flush mount, pedestal mount. We kind of threw that in last minute. It wasn't really a plan, but he really wanted it, so we put it in there. To pull this off, though, we're going to end up putting 2 latches on each side, which are going to underneath each of these rails where we have 3/4 tubing to strengthen the whole setup. And so that's what will actually be holding that up. And down in here, we have all the bilge and the live well, the aerator pump out fitting running through here, and the manual and auto bilge pumping out through here. All 3 of them going out. They work flawlessly, pretty seamlessly. And we did unplug the live well. I'm sorry, and we did unplug the drain plug when we did it to make sure these would catch it, and both the manual and auto by themselves caught up with the amount of intake the water could take through the boat plug hole, so that worked out pretty well. By the way, we ran Gator Guards pretty much everywhere. If it wasn't non-skid, which is lining the inside of this, it was the soft touch. It's non-skid, soft touch combos. There's a non-skid in the live well here. There's soft touch blacking out the entire frame. Non-skid for this side. Non-skid for the front panel, the light gray, and then the top panel is just black non-skid. So that stuff is pretty much, it's meant to be exposed to the sun. It's pretty much like your car dash, where it can just be, for the new car dashes, they don't rot and crack. They can get exposed forever because they have UV inhibitors right directly into the product, the extruded product. It's just really good stuff. We have dual nav light posts. So if he wants to run a nav light and then he wants to run a Yellowtech stick, he can. And so we actually did run a Yellowtech stick. They work really well. I have this similar setup on my boat, but they're not so far apart. I have them closer in. It still worked really well. We have CNC jack plate. I think that thing was worth its weight in gold. I had no idea how invaluable those things are. It really helped us get on plane. I think the prop is a little too high for what we want to do with this boat, so we're going to have to go down in prop pitch. And apparently, the farther out this sticks from the actual transom, you can go up an inch. There's like an algorithm for it, and we'll talk about it later on when I readjust this. I'll do a video on it. We can actually knock this motor up quite a bit, because even though it's up quite a bit, it's so far back that it's still out about as much as it would be if we leveled it when it's just sitting right on the transom itself. We'll work that out. But this works really flawless. Let's show you about this. Let's talk about it. We have a video on how to install one of these, and we will sooner than later have a video on this Yamaha 25 horse, which I'm pretty excited to talk about how it performed, what I liked about it, what I didn't. We will have a pros and cons video coming about this thing very, very soon, and how it compares to my 25 horse Merc. This, I think, is maybe the nicest hatch out of the bunch, and this was because this one was pre-made. Like, these are all DIY fabricated, and they look awesome, but this is an all welded, like, day box. And we can actually just buy these. Look, and I just washed this, by the way. You see how everything here is all dry? So my dry hatch system works, but this is a full bleed out system, and it works pretty well too. And this is one of the nicer hatches, maybe, possibly the nicest one out of the whole lot. And this is our like lid builder. It's not this is a whole lid builder system. This is our Gen X kit lid builder system, where you can literally just build an entire boat, the whole frame, and the entire hatch system. We sell it on our site. We sell it from, you know, beginner to intermediate to our premium and monster kits, where we sell the entire thing to you. And it's very, very competitive with anything you can actually find at a metal shop, and we just send it all to you, the exact hardware you need. So it's a no-brainer. But we also sell these, which are hatches that are already pre-made with a bleed out system. Remember, this is my Gen 5 bleed out system. I never debuted it to the public. I might debut it just to show you what you'd have to go through just to be able to do this. But now with NCB Accessories, who's really teamed up with us really well, with the Tiny Boat Nation, he makes these bleed out systems, and they are one section, one piece of aluminum, and they are welded, and they are lighter than, I think, my Gen 5 system. And all you'd have to do to rivet it together, these all come out here. There's a full bleed out port here with the drain hose that goes out here to the back to the bilge. And this is just a small version of Daybox. Ryan from Fireant Fishing is using his system in his entire boat. So his entire boat will probably come out better than this one, because he has all these. And if he just turfs it right like this, that's the other thing. It turfed like a gem. This one's pre-gapped for turf, and he has some that are even pre-gapped for carpet. You just have to specify. But I asked him to give me one for turf. He gave me one for turf. The reason this was just sitting here in the carpet is because we wanted this to be a drop-in hatch. This is another thing. This is a drop-in day box. See, it came right out. There is a drain hose. Clearly it was working. It was taking. I just washed this deck. We got the best pump down here. We have this whole setup here. We have the auto bilge, manual/auto bilge combo with all the hoses. The other bilge is out there, right there, next to the gas tank. They all work pretty good. The whole system works flawlessly. By far the most expensive boat, and absolutely the best boat that we've ever built. Full non-skid floor there with gator skins gray. Really flat. I love it in the compartments because it just pops with the LEDs inside the compartments. Boom. We couldn't find actual foam. Like, we started running out of foam to do the in compartments. Like, this whole, you know, thing going on, I can't mention because YouTube will ban this video. It's really put a damper on what we can get. Well, I mean, that's the least of our problems. So we'll have to wait, because there's some foam that he wants lined in the outside. He more or less wants this black tip, which I think is fantastic stuff. We ran it down the side like I ran it on my boat and on the 1448 Jon boat. It seems to be a really, really popular thing people like. We obviously cut and tapered it, and you can do that because it's camo and you can't tell where the cuts are. I mean, you just slice this thing all up and stick it on, and as long as it's reasonably attached to where you cut it to, you can't tell unless you point to somebody and say, hey, look, I cut it here. It's really good stuff. We're going to stick that stuff inside the sidewalls of the compartments, and we're probably going to stick it inside here too, just to make it pop a little more, even though I think this actually looks just fine. I mean, it has a vinyl floor. Sure isn't as nice as the Gator Skins floor, but you know, it's just gonna hold tackle. So I mean, in the end, we still have to do a few things. Let me know what you guys think, and please check out our site and check out these kits. You don't have to build anything near like this, but we do have aluminum kits for fairly reasonable prices for just the frame. And even just for like simple deck systems where you can get like 1 hatches, 3 hatches, all the way up to 12 hatches, which this is really close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is our monster kit where we give you enough aluminum and enough. We give you enough aluminum and sheet metal to frame out this entire boat with the top deck, the tube linings, the inner side panels, the whole frame, the dry hatch slips, everything. We give it to you in our own kit, and we give it to you at a very, very competitive price, and it is through NCB Accessories. I want to thank Nate for not only selling these stuff. If you guys don't know who Nate is, he is the other master builder in Tiny Boat Nation. There's a few of us. Nate is definitely up there. Some people think he is the best. Check out his work. He's got an Instagram at Nathaniel Eckhold, and his stuff is debuted constantly in Tiny Boat Nation. He's a huge part of our Facebook group and a huge part of what happens under. We'll be actually viewing stuff down there. We'll be going to Illinois to meet him soon. So stay tuned for that and just check this all out.